Welcome to the University of Findlay's Google Hangout. Today we are talking to some students and advisor that deal with UFTV, that's our on-campus TV station. And I'll get started by asking you to introduce yourself, and we'll start with Alexis.
Hi, I'm Alexis Mitchell.
And what's your major, Alexis?
I'm a journalism major.
Okay. AJ, what's your role here?
I am the manager of UFTV and part-time professor in speech communications.
And I'm Jake Miller, and I'm a public relations major here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Darius Merriweather, and I'm a journalism and digital media major.
Alexis, what can students expect from the communication program?
You definitely will make a lot of friends, and it's a lot of hands-on activities as well. I came here not doing anything in high school that dealt with TV or even journalism at all. And the second week, Jake came to me and said, "You want to be on TV?" I said, "Sure." So you can definitely expect to get hands-on work.
What about you, Jake? Do you have anything to add?
I mean, I think that there's just so many different opportunities that we have here as students with our professors and our faculty members, and then with all the people on campus who come in and give talks. We've had people from the marketing office come in and talk to us about jobs in marketing that communication majors don't necessarily think of. So there's just a whole slew of different opportunities that you can take advantage of as a student.
Do you have anything to add to that?
I'm just piggybacking off what these two said, like just all the opportunities that we are given as students, and of course, like the relationships that we build here and the relationships that we build outside of our inner circle. So there's a lot of different things that this core group right here do together, and it's great.
I wanted to ask, I know a lot of you guys are communication majors, but do you have to be a communication major to be affiliated with UFTV?
The beautiful thing about this is that you can come from any different background. We've got several equestrian, pre-vet, animal science majors, physical therapy, occupational therapy, marketing, sporting event management, all different students from tons of different majors on campus who work with us.
And I'll add to that. Excuse me, I don't mean to jump on you, but in my speech class, I'm constantly recruiting students to come down, provide extra credit for getting involved with the studio. Sometimes that parlays into them getting more involved, sometimes it doesn't. I can tell you we have 2 students from my speech class from last semester that we invited to the UF Productions Club, and they're still actively involved. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not to go out and actively recruit to switch their majors. It's just to get them involved between the bodies and the production teams all the time. Having the bodies are
Do you have something to add?
I actually was going to make that point. I know a couple of people here have switched majors and became journalism majors based off of what they do here. Like Jake was one of those people. So it's something that when you get involved with it for a while, you eventually learn to like it, and that's what a lot of people in our group do. So not only are people outside of our major doing what we do, but they're also converting to do what we do full time. So
It's about finding your passion.
yes.
So AJ, can you tell me about some of the opportunities the students have for hands-on experience?
Certainly, and I think Alexis makes a good example. She's a freshman, and she's had every opportunity to jump in and work behind the camera, in front of the camera. She's been a news anchor with, like she said, no experience whatsoever. Grant's another person who has not been in front of the camera, but also a freshman. And has worked switched, has worked in front of the camera, behind the camera, has worked basketball games, audio. So that's part of the goal is we get the upper class persons, it's the upper class people to help and teach and mentor the freshmen. And we hope it pays off, and definitely sure it will.
Sounds good. Darius, what's your career goal then after graduation?
Well, it's funny. I just got all day answering that question. Well, it's shifted in the past few years. Like for me, when I first got to college, I wanted to be an anchor on SportsCenter. But after dealing with behind the scenes after a few years, it kind of make you think of, there's a lot more I can do behind the camera than there is in front. So I want to be a producer behind the scenes. I want to news or sports, most likely sports because I'm an athlete, but something where I'm in charge of what goes on the TV and what people see. So like that's something that really excites me. Like I like to talk, I like to be in front of the camera, But being in front, being behind it also excites me just as much, if not more. So that's what my career goal is.
Jake.
Well, for me, I have lofty goals. My brother and I started our own production company in the outdoor industry, so hunting and fishing, videography, and we're investing everything that we learned in classes to try to make that a sustainable entity that provides for us and our families in the future. But like Darius said, though I have been in front of the camera and I do enjoy that, I definitely like being able to put all the pieces of the puzzle together behind the scenes to make something that is an entertaining show or feature for people to watch.
What about you, Alexis?
I'm the opposite. I love being in front of the camera. That's where I'm most comfortable. It's not that I don't love running the camera or audio or anything. I love being a part of it in general. But where I'm most comfortable is in front of the camera. So that's what I hope to do, is be a TV anchor.
What, AJ, can you tell us some of the other possible job opportunities that students would have?
Oh, there's engineering, there's production, pre-production, post-production, editing, creative arts. It's not just a university or working at a television station. It's the religious sector. They broadcast. We actually just at our comedy jam, I had the guy who was doing the audio works at the local religious center, and asked me if some of our students would be interested in doing internships there. So it's all walks of life. And then you have the creative end, like what Jake is doing his own thing. There's movies, movie industry, and there's endless possibilities. Once you get the technical aspects of it, whether you're in front of the camera or behind the camera, your possibilities are endless. They really are.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned internships. So I know Alexis is probably, being a freshman, you probably haven't had the opportunity to take advantage of internships, but have you two gentlemen had the opportunity to take advantage of internships?
Yeah. So, well, with me being an athlete, it's been very hard, if not near impossible, to do internships like I would like to. But with me being ready to graduate soon, it's opened up my time a lot more. I know this summer I have a few internships lined up, so that's going to be fun for me. Just a chance to get my hand in the water a little bit. But I think also what the great thing about what we do here is that you're getting the experience already. So I think we deal with a major that you don't necessarily have to be going way too far to get the experience. So that was the same in my old school. So although the internship would definitely be helpful, I like what we do here, but definitely during the summer, an internship would be.
Start building your resume now, right?
Yes.
All right, what about you, Jake?
Piggybacking off what Darius said, the experience that I gained here on campus, working in the TV studio and helping the guys in marketing do their videography and photography, and ended up being the experience that got me an internship in the videography department with the Cleveland Browns through the Browns Edge partnership. So I was in Cleveland this past summer from May until basically classes started in August. And we filmed practice every day. We did interviews with the players and coaches and community events and blood drives. And there was a concert. We did the preseason games and all the training camp stuff, and did 2 live TV shows every week. So the ability that I had that got me that position came directly from working hands-on with this department. So,
what about, I know, Darius, you mentioned that you're involved with sports. What are some of the other organizations and clubs you guys are involved with?
Well, I'm an active member of Black Student Union. I am now a radio host for WLFC. We have a radio show every Wednesday. I just joined Club United, so to be an active member of that club now. I also did my hat in PRSSA, Public Relations to the Society of America. So I try to stay very busy on top of being a football player. So
Sure.
of course I'm the club treasurer of UFTV. So that's
Keeps you busy.
Yep, busy guy.
What about you, Jake?
well, Darius mentioned it earlier, but I actually switched my major from PT. So when I was involved in PT, there were tons of different organizations that I was involved in at that time. But since switching, I've been the media chair for our dance marathon organization here, PRSSA chapter, the Honor Society for Communication, Lambda Pi Eta, UFTV, UF Productions, I'm an intern right now with the Advancement and Development Office on campus, student videographer for the marketing department. I was a student blogger there for a little while as well. So, and those are a lot of times organizations and things that I got involved in because of a push from a faculty member. So they definitely help to make sure that you're involved in things that, number one, you're going to enjoy and you're going to like, and number two, are going to be there as a resume booster when you're looking for jobs.
Yeah, besides UFTV, which takes up most of my time, I am a staff writer for the Pulse newspaper here on campus, and I have a Woman on the Street series where I go out and I ask students questions. You know, like my last question was, what do you think of Donald Trump? You know, things that are going to be in the newspaper, and that also goes on UFTV. So,
what about life on campus? What's it like to be here on campus? So maybe, what do you enjoy about being on campus?
Everybody's just really friendly. I think I've really been able to make friends. You know, being a freshman, it's kind of scary coming in, but all my friends are in the communication department. So, you know, they were really welcoming. And
what about you, AJ? What do you like to do on campus?
Oh gosh.
You're in the musical.
Yeah, I get roped into doing a musical every year. So I had a hiatus there for about 12 years. I was on the East Coast, and I came back, and then they asked me to be in a musical last year, the end of June this year.
Back by popular demand, right?
Yeah, right. I don't know about that, but that's why you're in character, so you're not yourself. So, yeah, outside of that, you know, I'm here a lot. You know, club meetings are at night. I'm not involved in theater and musicals. I also work off campus, you know, renovating my house, so that takes up a lot of time. But, yeah, certainly, there's always a buzz on campus. You know, we're busy with basketball games, volleyball games, so those are winding down. Those take up Thursdays and Saturdays usually. But there's plenty of activity. I'm always surprised because I went to another university close by, and the activity on campus during the weekends was always buzzing. But here it's a little different. I think students tend to go home, maybe nearby, I'm not sure. But not a lot of activity on the weekends, which I think maybe I just don't see it. You know, because I'm not a student.
And a lot of our students are studious, so.
Yes, exactly. So there's a lot of science majors on campus. So but it's fun. Yeah, I enjoy it. You know, hang around with the my communication fellows and the students. You know, see them on campus. So it's quite nice.
What things do you enjoy on campus, Jake?
I mean, I've had the privilege now in my 5th year to be involved and to participate in a lot of different things. And we are a smaller school environment, but you get a much larger sense of community here. And Alexis kind of touched on it a little bit, but everybody seems to be willing to help. And regardless of your major, your athletic, whatever. So that's one thing that I really, really enjoy about the University of Findlay. But outside of that, I think a lot of the events, AJ kind of mentioned this, is that some of the things that we do on the weekends are off campus. Football games are at the stadium, or basketball games are in a specific arena. And then you've got different things that you can do in town. Clubs will oftentimes go out into the downtown area to hold meetings or something on weekends. So there's just a lot of stuff to do to be involved with the great group of people that make up the UF community.
Anything yet?
Well, I definitely have a little bit of a different experience. I transferred here from Southern Illinois, so I know the biggest difference here is that even though it's a much smaller school here, it's like Jake said, it's more community based. Like everybody really friendly, and for me, I just really like being in a place where I can do a little more instead of being just a football player and a comp student. No, I'm here and I'm more involved in a lot of different things that I've ever been in my college career. So like I feel like I've done more in half a year here than I've done in 3.5 years at SIU. So that thing, that's one thing for me. Just the involvement around campus is much larger.
Have any of you been able to take advantage of any of the student services that we have, the Success Center, the Health Center, counseling, or the internship office?
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Phil Gunder in the internship internship office, and they helped me write a resume and a cover letter that helped me get to the interview stage with the Cleveland Browns for that internship. And they've stuck with me and have helped me revise and edit those 2 documents for my future career. And I know that that's a service that's open to UF students even after they've graduated. So alumni can come back and get that same service and that same help. Being a former physical therapy major in chemistry and science courses, the academic support center was a huge help. Not necessarily because I didn't know the material, but they have students that work in there that know how to get organized, and they can tell you what to expect from a specific professor or a specific class. So those are all really great resources that we have on campus.
Now, would either of you like to talk about the health center or your experiences there?
Well, my experience was a flu shot. So, I mean, I don't go to this health center very much. I tend to stay pretty healthy, but I know people who have. We pretty much get most of the stuff taken care of. Like for the big issue, you go to the hospitals down the road, but you get taken care of pretty well here at the health center. So I have no complaints about it.
Well, you get free cold medicine.
Yeah.
Free cold medicine.
That's
That
right.
always comes into play. I did it once, so.
So yeah, that's really cool.
So, yeah.
What about the Success Center? Have either or any of you guys used the Success Center?
I use the Success Center right now. I have a weekly meeting, and just even if you are doing well, it's good to have, and they are very understanding in there. They're all willing to help, and you get set up with a coach who really understands everything that's going on. Like I know as a football player, it's tough to maybe stay on top of your grades as much as you should, but they're there to help you. They always put you in the right direction, as well as your advisors. So I know the OLEG Success Center is really, really big with a lot of student success here, because a lot of students do use it.
When I was going through the process of potentially changing my major, that was the office that I went to for help. They helped me figure out where my hobbies and interests were, and determine through personality tests and a bunch of discussion, weeks upon weeks of meeting with them and discussing where I saw my career. They're the ones that helped guide me to communications as a potential career path. So that's another great service that the OLEG Success Center has.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about that is they'll help you no matter what your problem is, even if you're just homesick or, no matter what your problem is, you can go in there and they'll help direct you to the
I know students who've gone in there and asked where another office is on campus, and they walk those students to that office because they're so knowledgeable about everything. They're just willing to help.
Now, how about the rec center? Have any of you taken advantage of the rec center?
I definitely do. I go there every day.
What do you take advantage of over there?
Well, the equipment there is amazing because where I'm from a really small town, so we don't have any gyms around us. So I come here and they update the equipment. Whenever a new version comes out, you can also lift. I mean, I know the weight room, there's certain hours because of athletes and stuff, but I mean, they have pretty much anything that you would need in the rec centers.
So I'm sure Darius, as an athlete, I'm sure you've taken advantage of the rec center.
Every day, including 5:30 this morning. But like Alexis said, it's basically you can have anything you want in there. And, of course, nobody mentioned the Derrick Square yet. I've been really getting big with that protein shakes.
Yeah.
Right after you work out, so that's been helping me recover a little bit. But the equipment there is state of the art. They have a little hangout area towards the side in case you just want to go in there and relax. But it's a really good place to get in shape and hang out, work out with friends. So I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Release some stress.
Yeah. So for sure. Well, I have one more question for each of you, and I'll start with Alexis. And that's, what do you like about being an Oiler?
Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about this before I started. Like we said before, like the sense of community and looking for colleges, I was stuck on one before I got here. I didn't even expect to like it. Sitting in the guidance counselor's office or the counselor's office and not even seeing campus yet, there was some feeling that I got that I'm like, this is it. And then as soon as I started UFTV, like I said, I made my friends. I got hands-on right away, and this made me even more passionate about the major that I'm in. So I just really love the sense of community and friendship that I get while I'm here.
What about you, AJ?
See, when I was coming here years ago, 12, 15 years ago, I was involved in theater. Never went outside of it because I was, I owned a company in town. Used to come here, and I would just come to Egmont. I never knew anything about campus community at all. So it wasn't until I started working here in 2014 that I started to get to know more of the university and the students. But I just had no idea, and I really enjoy it because this does have that small community feeling to it. And I grew up in a small town as well, so I really enjoyed it. I went to college in a big school. Didn't enjoy it as much because it's too big. But here, it's nice to see familiar faces all the time. So it's nice. I do really enjoy it. I wish I could get out and do more. But it's available. It's there. Yeah.
We keep you busy. What about you, Jake?
Well, my favorite color is orange, so orange, black, naturally. But I mean, these two have both hit on key points. But I mean, they just set you up for meaningful lives and productive careers. That's what the university is all about. That's what their motto is, and they really do a great job of getting students to that point. And their ability to help me form the future that I want for myself is what makes it great.
Darius?
Well, outside of football reasons, of course, it's paying my way here. But I know one example, meeting with Phil Gunder in the internship office, just the way the school sets you up for success after college. That's what I'm really, really excited about. Like, at my old school, I won't say worried, but it was like, you really don't think about, after college, because I'm still playing football. I was just a football player and I was a student there. But here, I'm involved more. I'm doing a lot more with the community. Of course, I'm doing a lot more with my clubs that I'm involved in. So I feel a lot more prepared outside my graduation date. So I know that's one reason why I'm still here. It's one thing I love about being a Northern. It's just the fact I'm going to be prepared when my day on campus is done. So that's one thing for me.
Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And if you have any questions, please definitely get a hold of our admissions people. They would be happy to talk to you. And of course, schedule a visit. We're sitting in the studio right now, and we'd love to show you the facilities because, of course, they're awesome. So thanks again for tuning in, and we hope to see you again soon.